Welcome to Owlet Tournament Stage 2, Week 5. We have a fantastic minors match for you tonight, Quantum Charge versus Echo 6. I am joined tonight by my co-caster, Prez. Prez, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Mastiff. Really looking forward to this match. Of course, it's going to determine the 6th seed, depending on the outcome of this match. And then also the other match happening right now, which is the Blazing Pegasus versus Licorice Whip match, which obviously, if Licorice Whip wins that, that's their first win, which would be amazing. But everything really rides on these two matches for the Minors playoff bracket.
Absolutely. That's going to be on twitch.tv/viabeer. Get a multi-stream up going, just like look at both streams at the same time, why not? So tonight we're going to be looking at Quantum Charge versus Echo 6. Quantum Charge being the 5th place team, and don't let that fool you. They have been absolutely giant killers throughout Stage 2, being able to take down all three TBA, Otter Oxide, and Flashpoint, the top 3 minors teams. And coming up against E6, kind of the hopefuls, they're the ones who are trying to get into this slot. Prez, what are you expecting to see from these teams tonight?
Well, I know that Quantum Charge has been known to run goats at times, while a lot of other teams in the minors division don't do it nearly as much. We see a lot more 222s, triple DPS comps. You know, there's a lot of variation. I can't say too much as I haven't been keeping up, sadly, that much with the minors division. But I would not be surprised to see some maybe goats from Quantum Charge, but maybe some different compositions, whether it's a Pharmacy Dive comp or double sniper comp from Echo 6.
Absolutely. And, you know, these two teams are, you know, they're just going to really want to do everything they can. Quantum Charge is going to try their best to kind of further themselves up, to try to take that 4th place spot if they can. So let's go and take a look at tonight's map pool. Our first up is going to be Busan, followed by Dorado, then Hanamura, and then King's Row. And if we go to a map 5, we're going to be looking at we'll be looking at Nepal. So let's talk Busan for a second. What do we normally see on Busan? Kind of one of the newest of the capture point.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Busan specifically lends itself to so many variations of comps. You have maps like Sanctuary and Downtown, where you have those wide open sightlines for Widowmakers and Pharmacies to run Supreme, while you have maps like Mega Base, where you can see a lot of goats, and May even is very powerful. Once you get that first capture on the point, there's a lot of chokes where her wall is just so strong. But of course, goats might not be the call here after the news patch, which of course nerfs so many things. Lucio is much slower, and then a lot of the counters the goats are stronger, such as Pharah and Sombra got an indirect buff, of course. There's just so many different options. Hammond also got a buff, who's a very strong counter to goats. So really, there's a lot of options, and I think we'll be seeing that throughout all the maps, such as Dorado, which lends itself to dive. Hanamura, maybe we see some goats, maybe we see some Rhinezar 222s. Kings in Nepal, of course. I mean, lots of variation available, but I do think this map pool specifically lends itself. Overall, I gotta go with goats, because Hanamura and Kings are just so powerful for those triple compositions, as they're also known.
Absolutely. Well, our first stage we're going to be looking at on Busan is going to be Downtown. So with these teams, we don't see a whole lot. We haven't seen a whole lot of Widow play, which is what Downtown's really known for. So this will be a really interesting match to watch here. These two teams go down. I do know that Quantum Charge in the end is able to run that dive likely better than E6. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them just an early edge on my side. But in the end, E6 is, this will be like the first time they're really allowed to flex out, and we really want to be able to see what they're able to do here.
Definitely, but the problem here is if you look at Quantum Charge's comp, they're running that Winston Goats, which is so much stronger than the Pharmacy dive we see from Echo 6, because they can pressure the Zenyatta, force the Mercy to come off the Pharah, which then means Pharah is dealing so much less damage, and you really don't get enough value out of that pick to give a strong enough reason for running that over Ghosts. So here I have to give the advantage to Quantum Charge.
Fair enough, and we're gonna go ahead and see the two teams just doing what Dive does best. Take the poke damage at each other, try to see what you can do. But right now, Quantum Charge are getting pushed into the corner, and Cheese goes into the dive, and immediately gets taken right out, and Marcus is gonna follow right behind. that losing those two right away is going to be a huge amount of pain, but Brave PLM is able to take out the Lucio. But they know they need to get out. That's going to send E6 right back to spawn. But no, wait, what? Brave PLM and cruise ship. They're able to pick off 2 right at the end. Meaning that
yeah, but it doesn't seem like they're gonna really go in on that. Bit too risky, especially with that Brigida, who's just such a big threat against the Tracer. But now I have so many questions about. Okay, there we go. Echo 6 is going full goats, and they of course know Reinhardt goats beats Winston goats. However, there is a big ultimate advantage for Quantum Charge with that primal range. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely. You just use that primal rage to knock him out of the way, and then here comes the engage. Cheese is focusing down icy drinks, but he's not gonna be able to get him down yet. But here comes the pin. But a beautiful boop coming on the side of D-Seals, and he's able to get one, and Marcus is able to pick up another Jetbot. And they're just cleaning up right now on Quantum Charge. Like you said, that Rangos is able to clean out. Take the Winston out of the equation, and they can't do anything. Huge cleanup coming in from Echo 6 to retake that point after only 48% goes.
Definitely, that was really good though. Cheese Nip T pinned Iced Tea Drink, taking the main tank out of the fight. And as most people know in GOATs, you take out a main tank, it's basically a lost fight for whoever just lost their main tank. And so by pinning him away, you didn't secure the kill, you did take him out of the fight. D-Seals comes in, gets the boot, and then it just sets up a perfect fight. And here, the shatter comes out from Cheese Nips, but not much is gotten off of it.
Cheese Nips is absolutely living up to his name there of Cheese Ships, but here comes the grab. It is a huge grab. But we got Jetbot coming in here with the cruise ship. Somehow manages to kill himself in there. And Jesus presses the ship again and goes right into the middle of the enemy team. You don't want to do that there. That will absolutely get you caught out of position and drop you. And the rest of E6 is going to follow right after that.
I really like that heads up play from Tiskahar, I think that's how you say it, sorry, where he uses that sound barrier so much later than Jeffbot uses this Transcendence, and he knows he can because he knows that cruise ship not near a Graviton Surge, so there's no big risk in using the sound barrier, and he's able to keep his team alive, and it allows them to be aggressive and get those kills that they normally wouldn't be able to get against the Reinhardt's GOATs composition.
And then Metallica does get caught out of that, and King, huge pick on the Brigadier right away. And we're gonna go in and see just the fights coming out, and it's scrappy. And we're gonna see just ult after ult coming out from E6, but there's no real follow-up on that. Huge pick off on that from Phantom Tissue, being able to take out 2 with that. But Tishkahar falls as well. It's going to be it's just back and forth at this point. E6 and Quantum Charge are just absolutely trading, but here comes a absolute pain for T-Snips. He's able to swing away, take out that Winston, and it's gonna keep dropping, going right back over to E6. And at the 99%, it's down to 1 fight territory.
Yes, and it looks like there is going to be a pause happening. Now, something I want to talk about there is that was a fight that Quantum Charge was okay with losing. They didn't invest too many ultimates into that. And the big thing there was they wanted to switch off the Winston GOATs and go into a Reinhardt GOATs competition, because in the 1v1, a Winston GOATs will always lose against Reinhardt GOATs. So if that's just going to be how it is. I mean, yes, there's the high ground you can play around, you have the ultimates, but if you're talking about a fresh, clean slate and 2 teams running at each other in GOATs, the Reinhardt GOATs always wins. So their Quantum Charge is okay with losing it because they were able to switch off the Winston onto the Reinhardt. And now things are looking pretty good for them. They do have the Graviton Surge, while Echo 6, no support ults on the field. However, the same is said for Echo 6. They have the Grav Bomb combo, also known as the Bigger Bang combo. Of course, after Big Bang would be the Graviton Surge Pulse Bomb. So they have that Bigger Bang combo, and neither team has a support ult. So it's really going to come down to who gets the Graviton Surge off first.
That's what's really going to come down to, and it's going to come down to E6 getting it off first. And here comes the bomb, but nothing comes from it. But they're going to be able to demech Phantom Tissue and kill Metallica with that. That is a huge two-person loss. And that's going to keep us going with that. They're going to go and take out Ice-T and just push them all the way back. Just stagger out Phantom Tissue if they can. And Nano Rocket.
Wasn't a very good stagger, though. I mean, if they had really staggered Phantom Tissue, if they had tried for it, they could have probably forced it to like an 85% point where Phantom Tissue finally dies, and then they could have been able to like force the 5v6 for a re-engage. But now they're going up against the Graviton Surge, but Jeffbot's the only one with a support ult.
I'm not sure how I feel about that Nano Rocket Lucio coming in, but here comes the grab coming in, but there's not going to be a whole lot getting out of it. Icy Drink is gonna go in and just keep swinging, and Cheese Nip is able to return the favor. Jeffbot and Phantom Tissue both able to pick off someone in the fight. It's an even fight, but Cheese Nip falls, and that's going to be a huge loss coming in on the side of E6. Icy Drink is going to have to keep playing this, keep himself up. As long as he stays alive, his team has the chance of winning this, but they have to stay on the point, and Phantom Tissue picks up Jeffbot. A desperation bomb from Marcus, but it's not going to get anything coming in. But a counter bomb comes from Phantom Tissue, and that picks off another. And it's going all right back over to Quantum Charge. Cheese Nip's getting caught off the point, and that's going to be it at that point. 99-99.
Not gonna lie, I thought Echo 6 had that, especially after that rally from Great PLM. It was the last portal used by either team, and it was able to keep Jeff alive through the charge. And I thought for sure that it was going to go in favor of Echo 6, but then that was just a massive Earth Shatter from Ice Tea Drink. And it was a really heads-up play where Phantom Tissue was kind of distracting Cheese Nips with that Diva Bomb, and then he was able to get a free Shatter off. That was just a really good combination of ults where, hey, you're not getting the kill from the Diva Bomb, but you're keeping him distracted, and that's what mattered there.
Shatter Bomb is absolutely a mental game 100%, and it's all about can you be able to distract that Rhine. And we're going to be looking at these two teams both running goats. Once again, just Zen goats v Zen goats, and I think Quantum Charge is going to keep taking these Zen fights. Cheese Nip just needs to learn how to stop hitting shift so much, and if he does that, he has a chance. They're overall probably mechanically just as good.
Yes, so Quantum Charge is the team that many have said have more experience on the Goats v Goats matchup, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
And it's just going to be just a slugfest here. Both teams are doing as much as they can to swing on each other. But Cheese Nips, again, is the first to fall in the fight. That's going to probably swing the fight right over to Quantum Charge right away. DCL is going to go ahead and try to engage on his own. Not quite sure about that. Cruise Ship is getting caught out, though, on his own. He's trying to run around up top. Gets saved by that Diva, but he's not going to be able to make it. And Icy Drink is able to go ahead and stagger Marcus.
Yes, and here we're seeing what a good stagger looks like, where you don't kill the baby Diva, force her to either have to go back to spawn and lose her ult charge, or force her to wait the whole time to try and farm her mech back, because if your team's playing it correctly, you'll be using your bubbles, shield, and DM to prevent the Diva from getting any damage off and charging that ultimate. And look at that. Okay, there we go. Marcus finally had to kill himself, but now you're at the 33% mark. Marcus isn't going to spawn back until about the 36%, and you're just giving up so much free cap, and you probably just lost the whole team right there.
Marcus really staggered himself there. He should have jumped off immediately. Just go and kill yourself. But here comes the fight, and a really well blocked and shattered there from Cheese Nips. And it's gonna be going back over, but in the end, it's going to go right back over once again to Quantum Charge. That bomb was almost unnecessary from Phantom Tissue, and they still have 3 ults to spare here. Make that 4 nano rocket, pulling up from that transcendence here.
Yeah, I really want to talk about Tiskahar though. He has just been insane all game, and that was such a good play. Cheese Nips comes in, uses the Earth Shatter, and then Tiskahar immediately boops him into the rest of Tiskahar's team, which was Quantum Charge, and away from Echo 6, allowing Ice Tea Drink to get the massive Shatter.
E6 is going to go ahead and just take the aggressive air, go straight to the point, and a beautiful eat from Marcus, eating that grab right up. That was delicious. But it's going to be the fight of the support ults here. All support ults are coming out, and the Shatter is massive. No, the bomb was not super well placed, but is able to get out the Lucio, forcing out Nano Rocket's trans. But it's going to keep going back and forth. This fight is so back and forth, and this another huge Shatter from Ice Tea Drink, and that is going to absolutely swing it. But this grab is not going to be able to get a whole lot. It's just Cruise Ship left, and that's going to be that bomb just to finish off the map.
That was pure dominance here on Mecha Base, and we really saw where Quantum Charge A has the experience, but B has the more I don't want to say passive, but more of a controlled Reinhardt. Cheese Nips constantly getting out of position, whether it's through pinning or just maybe not communicating clearly enough with his team about when to go aggressive, and that allowed Ice Tea Drink to set up these massive Earth Shatters like we're seeing right here. And really, if Echo 6 wants to win, they have to control their Reinhardt more.
I think the #1 advice I've ever seen given to any Reinhardt in minors: unbind shift. Just get rid of it.
Yo, okay, true story, right? So I used to be a main tank player, and my coach literally had me play a whole scrim without my shift key. I had it rebound to backspace.
In the end, I'm not a fan of completely unbinding it, but maybe move it to something where your muscle memory is not going to constantly keep hitting it. And that's what it comes down to here. Also, update on the Licorice Whip versus Blazing Pegasus map. Licorice wins map 1, making it 1-0 Licorice Whip currently.
Well, maybe Licorice Whip's gonna pull off their first win. That'll be interesting. Of course, that's over on twitch.tv, the Abir. You could always use like multi-Twitch, watch both our streams at once, you know? Please, we want viewers.
Smile. We're the main channel, and we're probably getting the less viewers because everyone wants to see a Licorice Whip win.
We definitely are. But Cruise Ship is going to be subbed out for Samson. Cruise Ship was the Tracer / Zarya player on the side of Echo 6, while Quantum Charge is going to be subbing out, I believe it was Source, if I'm not mistaken, for Salad. I could be mistaken, though.
And Salad is a support player, often known for his Mercy play. So we're going to absolutely be wanting to pay attention to that. That's usually just a good sign to show that there might be switching to a dive comp here on Dorado, which is what Dorado is fantastic for. Samson is actually a main tank player, so we'll likely see T-Simps moving on to that off-tank role.
Definitely. Now, Dorado, it really favors itself to a dive composition, or at least high ground mobile comps, right? So whether that's a pharmacy, whether it's a Genji, Winston, Diva, Hammond even. Oh, I'm sorry, Salad came in from Metallica, not Source. My mistake. So yeah, so it really favors itself to those more high ground based compositions where you're able to just shoot down on the enemy. At least for first and second point, but when you get to third point, that's when, if you have a strong Ryan Zarya comp, things are looking really good for you, because there's not that much high ground, and of course there's a big roof over your head that prevents you from really abusing height.
Absolutely. And, I think one hero that I feel like we should be seeing, we're not going to see from E6, they swapped out their player who's known for playing it, but I think a player we should really be seeing is McCree. McCree, after his buffs, I think is really good against Goats. It doesn't take too long for him to fully destroy Orion's shield, and with that, following it up, killing some of his players behind it. So I think McCree on a map like Dorado can absolutely destroy.
But the question is, though, why run a McCree when you can run an Ashe who doesn't have to worry about just burning a shield, when you can just throw dynamite right over it and get tons of ult charge?
No, that's fair, that's fair. And we all know Bob is the greatest ult in this game.
Bob, do something.
Bob, do something. I think, in the end, Bob rarely does something. At least, I mean, coming from a person who's played a lot of
He's good at providing
Ana,
pressure.
Yeah. It just depends on whether or not that team is running an Ana. If that team's running an Ana, then no, Bob is useless. If the
Ana,
team is running
Sombra, even a Lucio.
Yeah. Just boop him out of the way, boop him into a hole, and he's kind of scuffed.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, it's kind of like an Earth Shatter, right? Where it's like, yeah, your Earth Shatter 9 out of 10 times is probably going to get blocked, but it's really about how much you're pressuring the enemy team, what you're making them commit to stop the Earth Shatter. That's what's important there.
Absolutely. And we're going to go ahead and start moving into this map here on Dorado. Quantum Charge will be starting on the defense, and Echo 6 starting on the attack. I'm really interested to see what they'll be running here, because currently what's expected to be taking over the meta are both bunker and triple DPS comps. Well, I'm not sure if we'll see that from these two goat stains tonight. I really hope we can see some of that come to fruition, because these comps can absolutely mess up goats if played properly.
Maybe in the playoffs.
Maybe in the playoffs. Almost definitely in the playoffs. I think we'll be seeing that come in.
Yeah, I mean, teams will have a lot more time to prepare. Of course, playoffs don't happen until around April. It's currently March. So now, of course, it's March 24th. So they have a week, but they have plenty of time to scrim, right? It's a new patch. You're trying to get ready for it. So yeah. No. Wait, they're on the.
What? Oh.
Okay. Okay. I'll still take it. I'll still take it.
When we're looking at it, dive count like this. This is gonna be really, really fascinating to watch here. Widow Pharmacy is one of those comps. As long as you're able to have that kind of coordination between your two DPS, that you're able to see the same target and focus them down. Wow. That should really be able to clean up with that.
Definitely, of course. What's really good here is you want to call out the direct rockets that King will be hitting on that pharmacy, and then Nano Rocket or Iced Tea Drink or Phantom Tissue is gonna be one that dives in there. Well, not Nano Rocket, but the tanks are gonna dive in there to clean it up. Nano Rocket gonna try and hit the final shot to kill it.
And it's gonna be a bit of a Sombra floats coming out on the side of Echo 6, and they're gonna go ahead and dive in tanks v tanks. That's generally not a dive fight you're going to see, especially because Brave BLM caught out there early and did drop, leaving Samson on his own there. Cheeseps is there in the Brigitte, but he's not able to get a whole lot done, and that's just gonna clean it up as they try to kill the Zen before he gets back in spawn.
That was a really good play by Iced Tea Drink and Phantom Tissue there, pressuring the tanks because they know that he seals the Lucio wasn't up there with his tanks, and they know Cheese Nips obviously can't be up there with his tanks. And when Lucio and Brigitte are your biggest source of heals and goats, then that means there's only a Zenyatta to heal the tanks, while you have a Mercy and a Zenyatta, and you'll be able to just kill them quicker than they'll be able to kill you. Especially since you have that pharmacy providing the pressure from above. So really good play. Now we're seeing more of a Protect the President comp coming out on the side.
Beautiful.
But it's not gonna matter. You just get
from Nano Rocket. And we're gonna see Marcus trying to pull out that Macreo's asking for, but I'm not sure how much that's gonna do against this comp here. But they're not gonna touch the King in the sky. The King is just ruling over these guys, and Salad able to pick one off from behind. Beautiful. They're just gonna hold them in the spawn. They are not letting Echo 6 leave here.
Definitely. I mean, honestly, this is just being played to perfection by Quantum Charge. They're not letting their Pharah, they're not having their Pharah peek too much and taking spam damage from Marcus. Instead, he's just peeking when he has to. But now, a completely different composition, running that McCree Doomfist Moira comp. The Moira, of course, there provide a lot of sustain against the pharmacy, but I'm not really sure what the Doomfist job is.
I'm not really sure either. And Samson is, first of all, again, losing that main tank right away is a lot of pain to come in. And they're coming up against what's 5 ults here. And none of Quantum Charge is falling here. Oh, never mind, there goes one. The King finally falls. The King has been deposed.
Yeah, but you have a Resurrect available. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's just...
That's exactly what's gonna happen. Power.
Yeah,
and they're gonna push him right back into spawn here.
Yeah, the big problem with Echo 6's comp is they're running the Moira. You're trying to keep the sustain up during the pharmacy damage. The second your tanks dive, they immediately lose that big source of healing from a Moira. So I think it'd be better to see Cheese Nips on an Ana, but at the same time, then you're saying, well, what happens when Phantom Tissue and Iced Tea Drink dive him? The answer to that, you have Marcus and Jeffbot who can protect. But here we go.
And here comes a bomb coming in, and it is gonna be able to take out the King, but Sal is able to return the favor with taking out D-Seal. They're gonna be able to push a little bit further, and another bomb comes out, and that takes out Jeffbot, and it's going right back in favor over to Quantum Charge. They're just using the minimal amount of ults they need to. Even though there's only a minute left, Nano Rocket is able to take out his counter with the other his gun. But he's able to kill the Mercy. So this is gonna be this is still a little bit scrappier than we've seen up to this point. And we see a swap over to the Genji. Just all these swaps coming on the side of Quantum Charge. They're not being allowed to build up any ult charge because of it. And Icy Frank is just gonna go ahead and bully that Genji into the wall. Just punish him.
Definitely, and like you said, it's all these swaps, and that's what's costing them. Honestly, they could have won on that Sombra Goats composition, where you just farm the EMP and then use it in the fight, because you use EMP, you're grounding the Pharah, and you can just walk all over them. But because you keep swapping, you're losing ult charge every time. That's what's really costing you, because now look at this. Quantum Charge has 3 ultimates available to them, and they're 3 of the most powerful ultimates in the game.
And that's gonna be a huge amount of pain for them to try to get through. He's also trying to get behind on that Genji, and he's not being able to get a whole lot done back there. And he's going to drop really low, but he does die to the King. It does have his barrage available. Now looks like he's gonna go for one, and here comes the barrage, and he's able to pick up Marcus. And that's not a whole lot else coming from that barrage, but they're able to push the rest of them off. Jeffbot and Cheese Nips both being pushed away. And well, all that Samson can do is just go Angry Monkey. We got a bomb going on! Great PLF getting the 3K bomb coming in. That is absolutely massive. That forces Iced Tea Drink to go ahead and hit press Q. And that might be enough for them to catch this point. Phantom Tissue is last alive on point.
Yes,
that was an absolutely gorgeous bomb coming from Brave PLM there.
That was last second clutch. That was really good by him because he knew he could use the bomb because there was no pressure, nothing to DM. Like, the king had already used his barrage, so there was no pressure from that. He knew Nano Rocket was out of position, and it was just really good because it also cleared the air, right? He didn't just throw it on the ground, he threw it up a bit, so that way you were pressuring the pharmacy, and of course it did pick off Farah, so it was a success.
Absolutely. I do want to point out that they have both DPS ults on the side of Echo 6, or sorry, yeah, on the side of Echo 6.
Yeah.
But in the end, you have nothing really to help that Genji out while he goes in. Moira's not gonna be able to do a whole lot, and that is a late beat to come in. That's not gonna get a whole lot done, and that is gonna go right back to Quantum Charge. The King and Icy Drink are just gonna clean it up a little bit and just get that ult charge right back over for their game.
Definitely, it's almost like JeffBot forgot about that split second before the sound barrier lands. Of course, with the Transcendence, it's just you press Q, it happens. Sound barrier, you press Q, you wait a second, then it happens. And D-Seals and Samson were already dead by that time. However, this is the golden opportunity. D-Seals has to use that Dragon Blade right now before Saud gets any more ult charge, because the second Saud gets his ult, it's over.
And here comes the blade, but he dashes the wrong way, and all that's there to try to span of tissue. But Cheese is able to take down the King. That's actually 3 big takedowns. They're able to take down the Mercy as well, and Spanu Tissue falls as well. That's gonna be so many lost here, and that's gonna be a lost fight for Quantum Charge. But they're gonna come back in with 3 ultimates here. If Sal can get out and live, but doesn't look like he's gonna be able to live, and a Rocket shows himself, might regret doing that and might end up falling here to the enemy Genji.
If Salad had not died, I would have said it was a good fight. It still was a good fight for them. They only used the Valkyrie when he charges up so quickly while getting the Dragon Blade out of D-Seals, which doesn't charge nearly as quickly, but the King dies!
And Phantom Juice is able to take out the main tank from behind. But here comes another Brave Field Love Bomb. It's gonna get anything, and it's not gonna get anything but Marcus. He's able to pick off 2. Marcus is coming back up and cleaning up here. Marcus is able to retake this point exclusively for his team. Make that 3. Takes out the Mercy, and Cheese Nips finishes off the final Baby Diva. That is a huge fight for V6. I did want to see the McCree, and they're gonna go ahead and switch over to the Reinhardt Zarya here. It's gonna be a full gut swap.
Yeah, Quantum Charge now has a big advantage because there's no spam damage on the side of Echo 6, so that means Quantum Charge should be able to at least take this first fight, no problem. And farm ult, which is great for them.
But here comes the blade and the ultimate. The McCree ult is able to take off Lucio, but the King's able to take him back, and it's going to come back to just another little slugfest here. Just teams just using as much as they can, just brawling it out. But D-Seals and JeffBot both take out 2, and that's going to swing the fight right back over into E6's favor, and they take out Ice Drink. This is going to be a huge snowball starting right in favor, but Cheese Nips pulling out the Moira ultimate. Not sure if that's really necessary there. They might regret that and missing that.
I think Cheese Nips is about to switch. I think that's why.
No, he's just sitting on the cart there though.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what was the point of that.
Now we are seeing the Reinhardt Goats composition against the Winston Moira Goats composition, also known as Moira Floats. And here's a Prowler Rage from Samson trying to make space combined with Brave's bomb, but it was thrown too high.
It was, and it's going to come down to, once again, and what Goats always come down to, an ultimate fight. The beautifully blocked shatter by that there. And Phantom Tissue is able to take out the main tank. That's a huge deficit to lose. Salad is also dropped, so it's going to come down to who can do the most damage, and Nano Rocket and the King are both dropping, and it's just back and forth, this fight. It is so hard to keep track of who's ahead in this fight, but it looks like it's going to be Quantum Charge trying to stabilize on point here, trying to take out Cheese Nips and Marcus, but Marcus getting a beautiful grab, just holds them all in the cart while the rest of his team is back to try to give that stall in, but Marcus does end up falling there. And that is a good denial. Absolutely huge. All that's left is D-Seals on that little hamster boy, trying to spin around, do what he can, but as soon as he gets stunned by that hit, he's gonna get absolutely destroyed if they can stun him. There he goes.
Yeah, and that right there just proves why Goats is the meta right now. Now that's not to say that Goats is, now especially with the new patch, right, like you're saying, well, Goats, it's not really the meta. Yeah, but teams don't have practice on stuff that isn't Goats, and that's what costs them there is Quantum Charge is experienced with goats. Echo 6 not as much, and when they try to force something that isn't goats, it just fails.
Absolutely. So we're gonna go ahead and see the swap sides. You know, when it comes down to this, in the end, Quantum Charge is still looking super strong. What can we expect in the end that Echo 6 needs to do to retake this match?
I think we saw a strong hit scan from Marcus and a pretty strong projectile showing from D-Seals. I think if you run an Ashe Farmer C comp, maybe with dive tanks and an Ana, you could see a lot of success, especially against Goat's team. However, what's also good about that comp I just named is it's not just strong against Goats, it's strong against other things like dive. But it looks like we're going to be seeing a bunker composition on the side of Quantum Charge, but they could be memeing, they're still in spawn, while Echo 6 is choosing to go with the Reinhardt Goats.
Honestly, Orisa on the attack here is not terrible. It's not.
But you don't have anything to protect with that shield.
Yeah, especially with what they're running right now. They don't have a whole lot going. I really hope that Hammond 6, that's just personal. If they can run a furry comp, that would be fantastic. So we're gonna see the two teams looking out here, and it's gonna be just standard Zen Goats on the side of E6, and they're gonna swap over to just a full dive on the side of Quantum Charge.
I mean, this is basically the comp I recommended Echo 6 run because it's strong against Goats. And I mean, Echo 6, you're the Goats team right now. Things aren't looking too good for you, especially with how strong Musal King was.
Absolutely, but Cheese gets a huge first pick on the salad there. That is something you really want to open that fight off with, and that's going to send the tanks all right back into spawn. But the King is just going to go ahead and get the free ult charge while he's at it.
Yes, it looks like they're going to just swap on over to Goats. King trying desperately to get out so he doesn't stagger. Yep, it's just going to be a Goats v Goats match. But Echo 6 does have the big ultimate charge advantage, at least especially in the supports. D-Seals 36, Tiska Hars 3.
Absolutely, but in the end, when you're using a lot of supports at this close to the spawn, it really doesn't make too much of a difference other than just staggering for time. Although a huge stun there from Cheese being able to get as much damage as they could into I See a Drink. And Samson comes out with a shatter, and it's a big shatter. But they don't get a whole lot of follow-up with it. And but they're going to try to push them back in. Brave PLM does get DMA'd, and that's going to really hurt coming into this fight without that diva.
Definitely will. And this is where Echo 6 or Quantum Charge, sorry, needs to look to aggress. Is they have no mech, which means they can't protect themselves from random spam damage, such as Zarya right clicks or Ryan fire strikes, and that's where you need to just push on them.
Quantum Charge is going for that flanky way, but they get caught out, and they're fully expected. And Cheeseness again is able to take down Icy Drink. You know, I think Cheeseness heard me making fun of him in the last map because he is absolutely turning things around here. And they are pushing them all the way back once again to their spawn. Quantum Charge is getting no movement on this card here. Coming in, they are coming with 4 ults though.
And of course, we saw on the Reinhardt, Cheez-Its was very aggressive, but Brigida's a much better hero to be aggressive on because of the self-healing that you have through your Inspired ability.
Here comes a beautiful grab coming in, but not a whole lot of follow-up with that. But a beautiful Triple Brave! 3 with that! And that's going to absolutely send them back to spawn once again. Phantom Tissue is going to miss having that grab because they just did not have the follow-up.
Yes, but that wasn't that bad of a fight where you only use Graviton Surge and Quantum Charge. You have literally everything else available, while Echo 6 only has the Reinhardt Shatter.
Absolutely, and they're coming in with an ult advantage here, with all the support ults available. And it's going to come down to another slugfest. Once again, we're waiting for more ults to come out. But a beautiful shatter from Samson, and that's gonna take up Ice Drake. Send them right back over to the spawn. But and the bomb's not gonna get anything from Nano Rock, and they're gonna have to back out here and try to hope for another fight. That shatter was gorgeous.
That was the one fight there that Quantum Charge should have won, and they lost it, all because of Samson's beautiful shatter. And the fact that, in my opinion, Phantom Tissue a bit too lenient with the bubbles, if you will. He was using them too aggressively, and that really cost him. Now we're gonna see King switching off the Brigida onto a Pharah, and Salad switching off the Zen onto a Moira.
Absolutely, and we're coming back to it as it's been for most of this match so far. Just a slugfest. But Samson's going to go ahead and push in a little further ahead than the rest of his team. But that's a beautiful shatter coming from his team. Not a good ult, but he's able to get off with that. But But he does trade his own life for it. Here comes the Barrage from the King, but it's only a suicide button in the end. Salad and Nano Rocket just trying to do what they can to stay alive on the team, but they're gonna push him off the board. Here comes a bomb from Brave, and it's able to get 2 again. Brave with these bombs. Salad being able to push him right against, get stuck against the wall, and that's gonna come right over. This map might just be going to Echo 6.
That was just complete dominance from them.
Absolutely. I see Drake is going to try to just recontest, see what they can do. But they're at overtime, and they're this far out. But here comes a pretty beautiful grab from Phantom Tissue alongside the Coalescence, and Samson does fall. That might be the fight that Quantum Charge needed here. They're going to go ahead and start cleaning up the rest of it, and that's going to be the end of that beautiful hold.
Yes, Echo 6, they have the Transcendence, they have the Sound Barrier, they have the Earth Shatter. They'll have Graviton Surge very soon. And that's just gonna really, like, if they can get the Transcendence for the Fair Barrage and then a beat for the Earth Shatter, you have both of the big ultimates on the side of Quantum Charge dealt with, and then Echo 6 can just go ahead and use their grab for free. But I mean, this is a very aggressive stance from Quantum Charge.
Quantum Charge is getting no pushback though. In the end, they Echo 6 held too far up. They didn't fully disengage there, and a beautiful shatter from Ice Tea Drink, and that's gonna fully cement that this is their point, and they're gonna finish that point off with the 2.
Not Jeff, but we get stagnant.
This is just round 1 all over again. Just the same thing happened last time. This match has just been so close. And in the end, it's just coming down to E6 didn't have that disengage. They kept fighting when they should have just backed out all the way until they met with the team. If not, all the way back into spawn.
But look at all those check marks on your screen. 5 ults for Quantum Charge and 5 for Echo 6, soon to be 6. Hey, that goes with their name. What do you know? But here's the rally from Cheese trying to engage.
And Samson is gonna go ahead and just push up with that rally, and they're gonna get pushed back. But Samson gets nothing with the shatter, being blocked by Icy Drink. Ooh, Brave! Just absolutely putting on a show, eating that Graviton, and they're gonna go ahead and push back with that. Use that momentum to just swing through. And here comes the barrage, but not a whole lot coming out of it. And a beautiful grab, but again, not a whole lot of that either. The King does fall, and he's been deposed. And Samson pin Nano Rocket back to his own team. And hopefully be able to demech him with that. And Icy Drink losing. And another shatter already for Samson. Samson is just putting on an absolute clinic on this Reinhardt here.
Definitely. Now Echo 6, they have the Diva Bomb, they have the Transcendence, 2 strong ultimates that they can use here for basically free because there's no support ultimates or offensive ultimates either on the side of Quantum Charge. With only a minute left, this is not looking too good for Quantum Charge.
Absolutely not, and it's gonna be going back to what this is, a slugfest. And she says already has another rally, so that's gonna give this team a lot of extra armor coming in, taking out Ice Tea Drink right away, and that's gonna be the end for Quantum Charge. They're gonna have to try to take this last fight. They need to get back to spawn.
Yep, they do indeed. Last fight coming up here. But now you have the grab, you have the Transcendence, or sorry, the Coalescence, the Earth Shatter, the Fire Barrage, the Diva Bomb. You have so many things for Quantum Charge. You just have to make sure they use them correctly. Don't just all blow them at once, because if you do, well, Echo 6 has time for another engage, even if they lose this fight.
In the end, Echo 6 has only one ult they need, and that's gonna be the bomb from Brave PLM. These bombs have been absolutely massive today, and it's going to be a shatter, but not a whole lot coming out of it. You can't be able to pick off 2 with that barrage. That is absolutely massive. That fight's gonna go right back over to Quantum Charge once again. Cheeseness is gonna get caught out on his own, and in the end, they're just gonna have to try to get their sorry to run back, but he's gonna get dropped down by the King.
Yes. But Echo 6 has time to re-engage here, and the most important part, they have the Transcendence, they have the Diva Bomb, they have the Graviton Surge, and literally, it's perfect. Because they can use the Transcendence and Sound Barrier for the Earth Shatter and Graviton Surge on the side of Quantum Charge, and then they can use the grab from Marcus free because Tiskar used his Sound Barrier already.
Absolutely, and they're gonna go ahead and push in on that. But they're gonna have the aggressive trans. But that was a good thing in Lister done in the end, because that's able to save them from the shatter. And here comes the counter grab, but it's not gonna be able to get a whole lot off of that. And this fight is going right back over to Quantum Charge. They're just able to swing through, just get all of this back. And it's just gonna be Tishkahar and Nana Rocket just doing what they can to just run around the point. Doing what you do, and that's gonna be a Shatter coming in. Taking down Nano. And Salad is just staying alive on that Moira. Might be able to get a Coalescence off, but it's not gonna be enough. The desperation hand comes in, but it's not gonna be enough. And map 2 goes to Echo 6.
And right there, we see Echo 6 clearly had the dominant ult economy, never over-ulting, never using ult in a lost fight, but instead they realize when a fight is lost, they get out there with their ultimates, and that's really what won it for them, because they had the ults for that last fight, they were able to use them perfectly, and I mean, here's just another example.
There was a bomb inside of their own grab, and that actually was able to get free. That was fantastic. Being able to take out that main tank first sucks. It hurts. It hurts when you're coming up against a bomb like that. And Brave PLM just put on a clinic with these bombs tonight.
He really did.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about our next map here. We're going to be looking at
Hanamura.
Hanamura. So the dreaded 2CP.
Hanamura. Oh yeah.
Dramura. This is going to be a really rough match for us, I think, for us to try to cast, because these fights have already been going on for forever.
Definitely. I mean, there have been a lot of long fights. But Hanamura specifically really comes down to the ultimate economy, because if you blow all your ults at once, yeah, you can win the first fight, but then you're going to be waiting so long to try and win second point, for the offense at least. And for the defense, it's the same thing. If you blow all your ults on first point and lose it, then second point, you're going to get snowballed. And that's never good.
Absolutely.
So it's really going to come down to who uses their ultimates correctly, most efficiently, or maybe you just pull out something new. Like maybe we see a quad DPS comp that just rolls over goats.
Absolutely. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break. So we'll be right back with more of this match between Quantum Charge and Echo 6. You just gotta keep moving forward. And welcome back. We are here once again with Stage 2, Week 5 of Quantum Charge versus Echo 6. This is the battle for Echo 6 to take that 6th playoff spot in Minors. I am joined here still by my co-caster, Prez. Prez, let's go ahead and break down a little bit. What have we missed in these first two maps?
Sure. So we've seen a very much a goats v goats matchup from both Quantum Charge and Echo 6. And overall, Quantum Charge seems to have more experience on it. And especially if Cheez-Ip's on that Reinhardt, then they can really abuse the over-aggression. But Echo 6 is ult economy, and the way they manage their ults is just so much more dominant compared to Quantum Charge.
Absolutely, and it's just been almost it's been so back and forth when it comes down to the kind of scrappy fights. When it comes down to just goats v goats, just getting in there and just doing whatever you can do. But let's see. Let's really see on Hana, you know, on the 2 CP. It comes down to who can take that, who can do the better 2v2 here, or the better ult v ult battle. And this is going to be a hopefully a good point to watch here. And I actually wouldn't be, if E6 is able to take this, they will absolutely likely lock their place in the playoffs here.
Definitely. Of course, Blazing Pegasus is also fighting for their spot against Licorice Whip. Their matchup is currently 1-1. So it'll be interesting to see how things go. But now we are going on to our third map in the series, which is Hanamura. We can expect a lot of different compositions, but in the end, I think the leading and most powerful comp is Goats.
Absolutely, and you know, Goats in general at this point is just so popular. It's such a garbage comp, but people love it so much. But in the end, you can run a lot of other stuff. You know, you can run that bunker comp on defense, or you can try to run some sort of fun Hammond stuff, swinging around that arch in the middle, and just keep booping them back constantly.
Definitely. Now we have had some subs happening on the side of Quantum Charge. Source is in for Thecking, Scoop is in for Nano Rocket, and Metallica is in for Phantom Tissue. So Phantom Tissue was the diva, so meaning Metallica is the off tank. Nano Rocket was the flex support, so meaning Scoopy's gonna be flex supporting, and Stacking, I'm not gonna lie, I forget what they were running, but this is a meme comp, sadly, from Quantum Charge. But Echo 6 gonna be running a May McCree comp with a Rhinezar on a Zen. I really like this because you're looking to split off the enemy team, but if they're diving you, you do still have protection with the McCree Flashbang and the Honestly card. So I really like it.
Absolutely, and it does look like I still don't know if this is still a medium comp. I'm expecting them to go goats for Quantum Charge. I'm expecting them to goats, but I'm not entirely sure of that, and it's gonna be goats, unfortunately.
Now, Quantum Charge in the red. Their big win condition here is avoiding that May wall. How do you do that? You have Scoopy walk in against Brave PLM, have that wall go up, and then you fly right over it, and then you all rush in when the wall goes down, or you group up and speed in right past the wall.
Absolutely, and it's gonna come down to this fight here. But the wall got early, and that's a big rip. But Marcus isn't. What a purple! Oh, hold up, D-Seals getting the massive purple, being able to swing this right over to Echo 6's favor. That anti-nade is absolutely huge and gets them almost to 60% already to a nano boost. That was an absolutely insane anti-nade coming in.
And now that they know that they're going up against an Ana, that means Metallica has to be more passive with bubbles to blend. Scoopy has to be using that defense matrix and locating the Ana and using that DM to get it out. But a beautiful bait from Scoopy, and that's exactly what they needed to do.
That was a much better bait from Scoopy there. But is he going to be able to eat this nade this time? Or is ICT going to be able to block it? But here comes the Shatter, and he's able to get Scoopy, and they're going to be able to completely separate him from the team. And Tishkahar is kind of getting stuck in that corner, and Source Falls as well. That's going to be a whole lot dropping in favor of Echo 6. Marcus being able to pick off a couple more. And Brave just playing the best sniper in the game, which is, of course, May.
Definitely, and really, it's just been so strong. The combination of May, Ana, and McCree, you have threats from 3 different angles. You have the threat of the wall, you have the threat of the anti-nade, then you have the threat of being flashbang, and on top of that, you have a massive German man swinging his hammer at you.
That is a beautiful wall there, but there's not going to be a whole lot of follow-up on it. But he's going to be able to freeze IC, and that's what you needed. And they're going to go ahead and nano the right hard and push him in. Scoopy's going to try to do what he can to push a cart, but in the end, the male is going to try to just keep some of them off, and is going to keep that Zarya held off. That is a huge person you do not want away from the fight.
Yeah, that was a very questionable transcendence from Salad. I mean, the fight seemed pretty obviously lost for Quantum Charge, but he still chose to invest the transcendence for the Blizzard, which I'm not sure how much I agree with that, especially when you're the threat of an anti-nade from D-Seals, and you know that your Diva, Scoopy, was on point away from you, so he couldn't protect you from the nade. I don't know what I think about that, but they do have the grab bomb combo going into this fight, and there's no sound barrier to stop it. So it'll be interesting to see how they choose to aggress.
Beautiful grab coming in here, and they're gonna just be able to swing into that for free. Scoopy gets caught in that nade, being able to keep him out of any healing there, and they're gonna just clean up with it. They're just gonna follow through and just do everything they can to just end this fight as fast as they can. Not trying to stagger Scoopy though, which is kind of unfortunate. Staggering Scoopy there would have been a huge up for Echo 6, but they do have such a massive ult advantage here.
Definitely. Now, Tiskahar there chose not to use the sound barrier, which was very interesting. I think you should have gone ahead, because now Brave PLM, 75% on another Blizzard. D-Seals has that Nano boost now. And you're really kind of getting desperate.
That hurts that Scoopy out like that early.
Yeah, it really did.
Scoopy that fast.
Yeah, things are getting desperate. It looks like Quantum Charge is really just going for a full 6 here, which I don't think that's the call. The call is you go ahead, you use your grab bomb combo, to be able to get a couple picks off that, and then snowball it. You're on go because you want to fight your point.
That shatter was just telegraph and block, respectively. And here comes the high noon, and it is able to take out Salad. Jeffbot coming in with the transcendence, trying to save anything, is able to get there in time, and IC Drinks is able to push through to the point, and they're actually able to do this up here. This fight is going right back over to Quantum Charge, and that should not have gone over to their favor. What happens?
Honestly, I don't know. It really just looked like an unclean rotation on the side of Echo 6, they didn't know how to respond to all the ultimates being thrown at them. I mean, what? There was a Sound Barrier, an Earth Shatter, a Diva Bomb, a Grab, like so many ults, so many things to keep track of, and they really didn't know how to rotate against them and respond. However, you do have the Blizzard now to stall the point, so you don't. There's not really that much potential for a snowball unless you eat the Blizzard, which doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. The Blizzard does come out, and that's gonna definitely freeze Scooby on that point, and that's gonna likely end up demeching Scooby, and a beautiful shatter coming in from Samson, and they're gonna go ahead and take one out of that. The Iced Tea Drink able to get a just as good counter shatter in. And it's just going back and forth once again. These fights have been so back and forth. And beautiful sleep going in from DCL on the Icy Drink. Here comes the grab. The source is purple there, and might end up dropping here because of it. And it just comes down to Icy Drink and source. Metallica's caught underneath. Oh, the Reinhardt.
Yes, but don't forget that the defenders do the big spawn advantage here, so it should just end in the favor of Echo 6, as really they just. Quantum Charge there, that was really poorly played. I mean, you kind of farmed your ults, but you also fed ults to the enemy team. And that's not what you want to do there, especially when you went in with the ult advantage.
Absolutely. Also, a quick update from our sister game real quick. Licorice Whip just won the second map. It's 2-1.
Oh, wow.
So we obviously have the more fun match to watch here. But in the end, they're gonna go for a high ground engage here. Samson's gonna again just throw a fire strike straight into that Zarya, give him a lot of charge. And it's going, but Metallica's gonna drop first, and that's gonna be huge. Source just taking it right back though, and taking out the main tank, and that's a fight you don't want to lose. Drop a huge shadow coming in from IC Drake, and they're gonna go and swing right through with that. All the way down to Cart. Cheesehead is gonna just try to do what he can to stay alive, but it's not gonna be a lot, and they're gonna go ahead and just drop all of them. Sam's gonna try to need to get back on Cart, and it's a shatter is able to get one out with that, but it's not enough. That's gonna be Quantum Charge taking this point.
What a beautiful play from Discard and Source there. Jeffbot used Transcendence, he would have been able to touch, but Source boots him back with the whip shot, and then Tiskahar does the same with the Lucio right click. That was just a really heads up play. But even still, you would have won it because Scoopy had his Diva Bomb. Metallica was coming back with the grab. You would have been able to just combo them and win the game.
Absolutely. In the end, I think that's come down to Samson got a little too excited there. They took out Metallica, but so Samson decided to go in. But when you don't want to really get in there and take a fight like that. That's going to be just getting you focused down very hard.
Definitely is. Now, we are about to see what each team is going to be running. I expect a Goats v Goats matchup. That's really going to be how Echo 6 wins it, is just you run Goats. You've clearly shown you're the dominant Goats team. In my opinion, at least. I mean, yeah, Quantum Charge just capped, but that was really, if I'm being honest here, a lucky shatter. But it does look like we're seeing a Hanzo Ashe defense, which I really like. You're able to play those long-range angles. I mean, that's what you want to do against Goats. However, they're gonna get punished for it if if Echo 6 chooses to run this dive comp, because they can just dive on those snipers, and you just lost all the value of being at long range when you have a massive angry monkey flying at your face.
Absolutely. Two snipers are really difficult to run. Especially, are they actually running a furry comp here? Are they running the Winston Hamster? Winston Hamster? And they are.
My favorite.
Hamson is the strongest hero. Don't check that. But it's going to come down to the furry comp, and they're gonna dive in, but they're diving two separate targets. Hamster on the Hanzo. But in the end, Marcus goes into the Hamster and is able to take out the Hanzo, and that's a huge pick to lose right away. That's a lot of damage gone. But Brave PLM drops. But it goes right back over to Salad. Salad does as well. And it's gonna be right back and forth, all over the place here. Ice Tea Drink's doing what he can to try to hold this point. And these trying to 1v1 the Reinhardt with the Hamster. But in the end, Jeffbot is able to win that fight. And he can take another one down. Jeffbot is just popping. And he's gonna focus out, just chase down the Zarya, and D-Cells is gonna give him a little bit of a little up in damage. That was such a fast take.
Yeah, I really like that strategy from Echo 6. What they did was they came out, and they kind of had two sets of divers. They had the Hammond and Tracer, and then the Winston and Doomfist, who both looked for a squishy. They both dived on those squishies, and they were separated. So they dove on 2 separate squishies, and that's how they were able to get those 2 kills. And from there, I mean, when you're down 1, it's hard to win the fight. When you're down 2, it's nearly impossible.
Absolutely. And it's coming down to, a beautiful shatter comes out from IC, but they're not going to have a whole lot of follow-up there. Just taking out Samson. Marcus with the pulse bomb being able to take out IC. And here comes Lucio coming from Tishkar. And it's gonna come, and it's just gonna be an ult battle here. Just swinging it out on point. Brave BLM is just pushing Metallica all the way back towards his own spawn, but Metallica is able to win that duel in the end. And it's just gonna keep going back and forth here. Samson comes back to point, and they're just gonna keep contesting. They should really just back out here and just get a full 6 and try to re-engage it there, because they're losing this fight. D Seals drops, and it's just Cheese Nets left, and there he goes. Jeffbot is probably going to try to get back to spawn here.
I'm really questioning that sound barrier there from Jeffbot. I think the call here is you go on to goats, as you swap your comp off of this dive, go onto a goats comp, run into Quantum Charge for maybe 1 or 2 fights, get the grab bomb combo out, get a Transcendence out, and then you'll have built up your ults, gotten ults out of Quantum Charge, and you're able to snowball it with the ults. But no, instead you're continuing this dive comp, which I really think just doesn't work as well here, because it's much more explosive than the first one.
This point is very difficult for the dive, and Samson's gonna feel that right now, immediately getting taken out by Source. But here comes another set of mines, but not a whole lot coming down with that, other than taking out the Lucio. And it's gonna just be kind of another kind of scrappy fight with a beautiful grab coming in from Metallica. And an unnecessary, to be argued, bomb from Scooby.
Yes, and this is the fight where Echo 6 has to go ahead and swap onto goats. I can't stress that enough. You just got the grab bomb coming out, you got the Transcendence out, Riley's only at 45%. Like, you gotta swap. Yes, thank you!
Oh, here comes the swaps. It's going over to goats. No surprise there. This comes down to a goats v goats fight on this point almost always. It's just what's good on this point. So they're gonna want how they're gonna attack this. I'm not sure. It looks like they are gonna go for the high ground. Just try to take this quick fight. The downside of taking that initial just fast fight is that means they are gonna have that respawn by the time you're on the point. And that might hurt them. But a beautiful stun right away on the IC drink. But Metallica, right away, just takes out DCL, and that is huge. But IC drink falling, that is something you don't want to see. Oh, it's a snowball, and it's just going right through. They're gonna start taking down all of Quantum Charge here. And in the end, Quantum Charge is gonna just be slowly trickling back to spawn. Source is gonna come on, and it's never gonna be a full 66 here again. It's gonna be a triple fight. IC Drink coming onto point, trying to see what he can do. Just holding his shield, a rectangle man all the way, but it's not gonna be enough. And the ghost fight, even with what was in the end a disadvantage on ultimate, it's gonna go right over to Echo 6, and they're gonna go ahead and use some more ults here, and it's gonna keep this all going. Source swapping onto the Mei. The Hammond coming on the side of IC Drink, but it's a grab coming in, and it's not going to be enough. Metallica might not even be able to touch here. Oh, they're going to get it the last contest. Brave BLM sending in a Brave Bomb, and it's going to be able to take out Metallica. And Tishkar, just doing whatever he can, just saying Lucio as much as he can. But that might be it now. I don't know, it's 2 CP, it never ends. Scooby just trying to stay alive on that Tracer, and he just drops. IC Drink coming back on, comes in, and gets immediately shattered as soon as he touches the point. And it's gonna come down to Source trying to stay alive on that Mei. And that's gonna be it.
I'm speechless. Cheese Nips, what a legend. Alright, so there are 2 big people I want to highlight there. That was Cheese Nips and Jeffbot. Cheese Nips first. Cheese Nips stuns Tiskahar out of the sound barrier and stuns it was Source, I believe. No, Ice Tea Drink. Ice Tea Drink out of the Earth Shatter. Absolutely massive play from him. And then Jeffbot, though, to open up that fight, he booped Tiskahar onto the low ground. And when you lose your Lucio and Goats, even if he's not dead, but you don't have him, that means you're losing so much healing, so much of that AoE healing, which just will really cause you to struggle. That was just a huge play from both Cheese Nips and Jeffbot. And in my opinion, they single-handedly won that fight for Echo 6.
Absolutely. You know, these past two maps, Cheese Nips has really been stepping it up from where he was playing first map. So we're seeing them play a totally different than we saw from how it was first map. Um,
Definitely, but it seems like we're gonna be seeing a Symmetra Reaper composition. I mean, hey,
oh,
you don't need to walk past the wall if you can just teleport through it. Am I right?
I mean, yeah. Look, teleporter too strong. I mean, I've always been a proud member of the hashtag remove Sim Club. But here comes the teleport in, and it's going to end up with a huge purple coming from Owlet there. But Marcus is able to swing it right back. Marcus and Jeffbot cleaning it right back up and making sure they don't get a chance to go ahead and do anything with that, and send them right back to spawn, right back to the drawing board.
Definitely, and it looks like we're not going to be seeing them swap off this comp, so they really want to make it work. But I don't think it's going to. I mean, there's too much long-range damage. Like even Brave PLM can play long-range if he wants to. May's right-click is still very powerful, and Reaper wants to be up in your face. So I don't see how this can work.
And here comes another one of those. Samson being able to take out Tishgar right away. Source, decided he had the Marcus, decided to take it back. But Jeffbot's still here to play. And Jeffbot's gonna pick off 2 right away. Jeffbot is playing absolute insanity on the Zenyatta. And Ice Drink is gonna decide to take the engagement. Not back off and wait for his team to respawn. But Metallica's still alive and is able to pick off one behind, be able to take out the Fusenix. So it's gonna come down to Jeffbot and Samson to try to stay alive. And Jeffbot's gonna go ahead and plop that trans. And they're gonna just try to stall this fight for as long as they can here. Samson getting the shatter on the sword, trying to take out that little Reaper boy. And it's not gonna be enough. They're gonna be here comes the reinforcements for Echo 6, and they're gonna start swinging back, and it's gonna be back and forth once again on the fight. Samson and Icy Drink falls, and it's just gonna come down to the May for Brave BLM. And he's probably not gonna be able to not have a chance to touch. DCL's getting a purple onto Icy and onto DCL or G-Car, and it's not gonna be enough. DCL dies. Brave PLM doing what he can to stay alive, but it's not gonna be enough again. It's gonna come down to Cheese Nips, and he's not gonna do it, and that's gonna be that point.
But they're not upset about that, right? You force the OT, and most importantly, you're close to the grab, you have the Blizzard, you have the High Noon, so many good zoning bolts on the side of Echo 6, and Quantum Charge only has 1 fight, right? But at the same time, going up against 5 ultimate.
Quantum Charge is at a severe disadvantage coming through this fight, and an instant, and it comes in with the Blizzard immediately, and 3 are frozen in it, and it's picked up all by Marcus. Marcus with a triple High Noon with it, absolutely massive, and it's gonna come down to the Reaper ultimate. It might be able to take out Samson. They left their mistake behind there, pushing up too far, and that might be enough to get be able to swing behind. Defense is gonna do what it can to try to take out the stores. And they're able to take out the source, but that's gonna give enough time. Quantum Charge to go ahead and bring in those reinforcements, and all those ultimates that were on the side of E6 are kind of gone there, and it's gonna be kind of just a scrappy fight on the point here. Scooby doing what he can on the Tracer, never mind. Iced Tea Drink it drops as well. Metallica is shattered out as the Hammond, and he will drop as well. And it's just gonna be solid left on the point. The lone Moira. Oh, never mind. Here comes the soldier, and that's not gonna be enough either. That's gonna be it.
And that was a really nice combo there from Brave and Marcus. They use the Blizzard, freeze your enemies, and then they're frozen so they can't shield from a High Noon. Just a really good heads up play there.
Absolutely. And in the end, Echo 6, they have a huge time advantage. They had almost double the time that Quantum Charge did coming into this point.
They definitely do. Now, 3 minutes that you have to defend against a ghost composition most likely. But 3 minutes to defend first point, and then 3 minutes 33 seconds total if they do get the cap on first and want to attack second. And so the best that Quantum Charge can hope for a hold, but realistically the best they're going for is a tie here, because let's be real, they're probably not going to be able to hold first point. Most teams aren't. And in the goats matchup, I think we're going to see Echo 6 take the win here because of their pure ultimate economy. They've shown that they can manage their ults better.
Absolutely, and we were talking about how it looked like Echo 6 was like having a hard time managing their roles, but they're really coming down to they really improved tenfold already in this map, these past two maps really, and we're gonna see this fight come out here, and they're gonna try to get the early Ryan charge with that fire strike, and it's gonna just be goats v goats here.
Definitely.
And here comes.
Here's her early engage.
Early engage, and Icy Drink falls so quickly. That is a huge loss. But Samson falls as well. So it's really going to be even once again. But Scoopy getting DMX, that's going to really hurt. Brave Elam going on the back line, being able to do what he can on the back, but he doesn't see the Zarya on him. But it's going to be back and forth once again. Marcus versus Metallica. Zarya v Zarya. But in the end, T-Zep's already using his ultimate. Just popping it early right away. Scoopy remeching right away. And it's gonna be just these last two off tanks trying to hold this point. And while the Ryan tries to make his way back. IC3 does manage to make his way back. But he's coming up against a Brigitte and just the entire enemy team. And that's gonna be a much quicker re-engage and retake than what we saw on the side of Quantum Charge.
Definitely. Now, both teams have about an even ult economy where they're not quite at those 5 ults. They're super close to them, be able to build them in a few seconds of this next fight. It's really going to come down to who has the bigger grab bomb combo, and it's just going to be interesting to see what happens. Of course, the Sound Barrier, a crucial defensive ult against it to keep your team alive. So it's going to come down to who out of DC and Tiskar uses it better.
Absolutely. And here comes the beat right away from D-Seals. We got both portals actually already, and that might be something they might be missing in a bit. Especially considering Metallica just throughout his grab, but he's gonna come up with another one not too long. D-Seals, they're all pushing out a cart. I see Vince gives a beautiful shatter, and they're gonna clean up with that. They need at this point, I guess just need to back out. All that's left is Brave PLM, and he's gonna keep the fight going and stagger himself.
Yes, and the best Quantum Charge can hope for now is a draw on Hanamura. They cannot win it. Well, at the same time, if Echo 6, if they get the win here, then they're looking really good. But we will have to see. I believe if Echo 6 wins this, don't they win the whole thing? No, we still have another map after this.
There'll be one more map. It'll be 2-1, so there would still be a chance for Quantum Charge to take those last 2 maps there. And we're gonna come down to the what's gonna be one of the last 5. And a beautiful grab coming in. But that bomb is huge. Brave BLM, another brave bomb coming in. Metallica and Salad just doing what they can to stay alive, and it's not gonna be enough. They're both gonna drop, and it's gonna become down to Salad being left alive, and it's not gonna be enough. That's gonna be map number 3 over to Echo 6.
What a boot from D-Steals. He immediately sees the grab, gets in position, boops everyone up in the air, and that sets up the bomb from Brave.
Absolutely. Echo 6 is putting on a show right now. As they are playing so much better than they did in this first map. And Samson on this Reinhardt was absolutely just getting in there and just doing as much damage as he can, and the shatters he had were all just absolutely gorgeous.
They were indeed. And now our last map, with an asterisk, of course. If Quantum Charge wins it, we do go on to a 5th map in Nepal. But our last map is going to be King's Row, a fan favorite, of course. And if I'm being honest here, a very GOATS dominant map. It's so good for GOATS because of the short sight lines that you have where tanks really do get a lot of value from just brawling it out.
Absolutely. You know, when it comes down to Scrim's Row, it's just one of those maps that, I think, other than myself, most people like this map. It's just one of those maps that, it's so consistent. You know what people are going to play there. And it's just generally pretty easy to figure out what's going to happen on that map.
Definitely is.
Although it's one of my least favorite maps. Explicitly just because of goats. If goats was gone, I would love King's Row because objectively, it is the best map. Like from a pure objective standpoint in terms of just mechanics, how fair it is towards either side. But for me, I'm just with goats, I can't stand it.
Definitely, but of course you could see some variations. We've seen bunker comps, double snipers. We used to see dive. long time ago. We've seen some quad DPS. We've seen some Sombra on here. There's a lot of different options that you can do on King's Row, but it does lend itself best to goats because those are just such short sight lines that DPS can't really abuse.
Absolutely. And you know, it's gonna come down to I think it's gonna have to the teams are gonna have to choose whether they're gonna keep outghosting, where E6 in the end is outghosting Quantum Charge here, so them staying on it would be no shock to me. Or if they want to go ahead and just try to take that kind of more experimental approach to King's Row. And if they do, it just comes down to pure mechanics and nothing else.
Definitely, definitely. Now it does look like Phantom Tissue will be coming back in for Source, and I believe that's the only sub. Yep, Phantom Tissue for Source is the only sub, so that does mean Phantom Tissue backed on the off-tank role. And if you remember correctly, Phantom Tissue was the diva player for Quantum Charge, so I do think we will be seeing some more goats.
We'll likely end up still seeing some goats here, and you know, even with this, you know, I'm surprised how much goats we've been seeing, even with, you know, the current nerfs to goats heroes, especially the supports. You know, in the end, I think anyone who plays Lucio will tell you Lucio feels so gross right now, just slow. It's almost painful to play that character.
Definitely. I mean, I can understand that, but hey, at least you can pull off some more Reddit plays. That's what matters in the end, right?
In the end, all Lucio
who needs to be an actual
Reddit,
good Lucio when you can be Reddit?
Reddit Lucio, too good, too good. Nano Rocket does come in for Salad here, and you know, this is gonna be, we're seeing a lot of swaps coming up on the side of Quantum Charge. So Nano Rocket is also a off support and kind of an all-around player, a strong flex. So we'll see what he decides to run on this point here.
Definitely, definitely. So as we do go into King's Row, let's talk about that first point. First point, there's really three main ways to attack it. You have going far right around the statue, going straight to the point, which is the left of the statue, and then going through Hotel. On the goats composition, a lot of people tend to favor the right side around statue because you have a lot of cover from random spam damage, while if you go through Hotel, people can just spam Junkrat nades in there, and if you go through left side, you still open yourself up to like Zen volleys, Junkrat nades, etc. So right side is the best way to go, but at the same time, if you're going up against something like a dive comp, they can really catch you in that rotation.
This is true. I think it entirely just comes down to you know, like what the enemy comp is, and I think a Sombra Scout on this point is almost necessary.
Definitely.
So we're gonna go ahead and see Quantum Charge once again on the defense first, and on the attack we're gonna see the surprisingly reigning map champion so far into this match, Echo 6. So just like to this point, Prez, have you expected this to be nearly as close as it is?
Honestly, I can't say. I feel like Quantum Charge, if you will, they're what the professional casters relate the Philadelphia Fusion to. They play to their opponent's level, whether that's playing down or up to their opponent's level. Like, I mean, they absolutely, they defeated Flashpoint, TBA, and Otter Oxide, but they seem so weak against Echo 6. Like, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here, but it does look like, I believe that is Echo 6 on the right in red, will be going a Sombra Goats composition, or maybe they're just Sombra Scouting, while you have a regular Goats on the side of Quantum Charge.
In the end, you just can't beat the Goats be Goats on this map. It's you know, sometimes while Goats may be moving out of meta slowly, Goats is just so strong on this map. And I'm actually really interested to see if Brave KLM does switch back to that diva, which he's been performing so well on tonight.
Definitely. Now, real quick, by the way, Licorice Whip and Blazing Pegasus are all tied up 2-2, and they're about to play their map 5. So, of course, that's twitch.tv/thebeer. Use your multi-twitch to watch both of our streams at once. Now, it does look like Echo 6 is sticking onto the Sombra Goats, looking to farm that EMP as quick as possible, combined with that Shatter, but it's not going to matter if Ice Tea Drinks frags you.
That was a beautiful. No, they finally recognized, I think, that Cheese Nets is so aggressive on that Vegeta. So they just waited for him to come in and just decided to just kind of collapse on him there and just immediately wipe him out and lose him Brig and a Zengo's comp where you already have such limited healing as it is. It hurts a lot. But they're gonna go ahead and stick with the Sombra Ghost. It looks like Brave Villain is gonna stay on that Sombra. Try to get some scouting done. Phantom Tissue, just shooting around in circles, trying to find a Sombra.
Definitely, and Brave really needs to go ahead and farm that EMP. Like maybe get behind them and just hold M1 for a little bit, because EMP is such a strong ultimate.
Samson just gets absolutely melted there, and that's gonna be another fight right for Quantum Charge. They just need to back out again. This fight is just looking rough for them. Samson got stunned, and then just perfect focus fire, which I think is something we've been missing from Quantum Charge thus far. So having the focus fire like that was absolutely insane. And Brave does end up dropping. That's a bit of a stagger.
Definitely is. And again, I mean, Brave, you need to build off that EMP. That's your big win condition. EMP shatter, and you just win. You roll over them. But he still doesn't have it, and that's really a problem. I mean, your Zenyatta should not have more ultimate charges than you.
Very true. Brave needs to just kind of probably needs to go back to practicing and work a little bit more on that. And they're gonna just take actually a left side approach here, just a really aggressive, straight in there. But here comes the EMP, but a beautiful saving trans on the side of Quantum Charge, and it's gonna be that grab is gonna just finish it off. That is gonna be they're looking for that bomb, and it's gonna be huge. Or it's not gonna get anything, but doesn't even need to happen. That was an absolutely beautifully placed spot for Nano Rocket to be sitting. You want that guy to be sitting around the corner. Just kind of stay quiet. Wait for the EMP to get in, and then use that to move in. And Brave is now finally swapping off to the Diva, so that hopefully she's a more Brave bomb. And it's gonna come down to the 1v1 here. And here comes the grab, and it's gonna begin all of the entire team into. They've got no real ultimates to counter. And that's gonna allow E6 to catch the point. Beautiful grab, beautiful shatter from Samson, and they're gonna go right back into it. And so go, Icy Dick is gonna, for some reason, engage right into the middle of the team, and he's gonna get punished hard for it. And the rest of Quantum Charge is gonna try to back off.
Yeah, that was a great grab from Marcus. He grabbed them off point. So that way, you grab them off the point, and then they can't contest the point. You only need one tick, and he was able to go and get that, which was just a really heads-up play by them.
Absolutely. And it looks like we're not going to see any comp stops here. Brave, I do want to point out, in that tiny, very short fight, Brave PLM already has bombs.
Yes, he does.
That is one of the fastest charged bombs I've ever seen.
Yep, definitely. But of course, he wants to look to use that Diva Bomb to pressure, to kind of split off Quantum Charge. But you can't do that when there's a Transcendence on the field. A late sound barrier there for D-Seal. Nice play.
Exactly. You know that generally you wanna hold that trans for the enemy grab. But here comes the bomb, and might not get a whole lot. It is gonna get Metallica out. In the end, he wasn't able to back out with the rest of his team, and a beautiful shatter coming in from Samson. The tank line from Echo 6 just pushing through, just getting as many as they can. Tishkar is gonna try to run away from Jeffbot, but Jeffbot's gonna push, or D-Seal. The D-Seal is what's gonna do is that, and that's not gonna be enough. And they're gonna pack all the way back to their spawn. They have to get in the spawn doors. Metallica is just giving free ult charge at this point.
Do indeed, but Echo 6 gonna go ahead and have a second point. And with Quantum Charge only having the Transcendence and Graviton Surge, whereas you have like 4 ultimates online for Echo 6, nearing 5. I mean, it's just really not looking good if you're Quantum Charge.
Absolutely. No, Quantum Charge.
Sorry, other way around.
I understood what you meant, but that's a beautiful shatter from Ice Drake, and they're gonna swing that right about, just like you said. And they're gonna keep on to that 5 ult advantage. That is a huge ult advantage, and they're gonna go ahead and let. Oh no, never mind. They're gonna just go ahead and kill Brave PLM. I thought they were gonna actually stagger them for once. Have we seen a D.Va staggered at all this entire match?
I can't say we have.
I mean, as you yourself played a lot of D.Va, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is kind of like a prayer for you as a
This is
player.
what I wish would happen to me.
Instead of them just like just waving hello. But here comes another engage, and they're gonna go in and start swinging through. Jesus getting the early pick on the Scooby, throwing him down the hole. But here comes the grab, but they're not gonna get a whole lot. They're gonna keep just getting pushed back, walked on back by that Echo 6 tank line, and Cheesennips is gonna just go on hard on the aggressive, going for Nano Rocket. But Nano Rocket's gonna be able to make that on time. But in the end, Phantom Tissue goes in for some reason. They decided to go in and not engage as a full team, and that's gonna be a huge stagger coming in. That's probably gonna get Echo 6 almost all the way to Cab.
Yes, and now 5 ultimates available on the side of Echo 6, especially with that grab bomb combo. It's gonna be so key. A big zoning ult, but it doesn't matter if we continue.
Beautiful 8 coming in, and it's gonna come down to the fight. Raphael and be able to get one with that advantage, should be able to boop off, but Icy Drake is able to get off the DCLs as well. It's just gonna be back and forth once again. Samson drops, and that's going to Quantum Charge here. All these ults used. They have no ults left on the side of Quantum Charge, and they just, or on the side of Echo 6, and they got absolutely wiped there. That eats.
And they only have like 1 or 2 fights to try and build up those ultimates. At the same time, if you build up your ultimate, you're also going to build up Charges, who already has the ult advantage with the Diva Bomb.
Exactly. And that that fight, we want to look at that fight. That came down to that eat. That eat won that fight for them. Phantom Tissue, they're going to go ahead and just go for the hard engage right away. Cheesennips and Scooby are going to just go have the brawl on the right side, but none of that focus for the rest of the team. Beautiful boop coming in! And that's going to get 2 with that bomb. Samson going to go and try to push it back in, but he's not going to be enough. That's going to be another reset here. That boop from Tishikar.
Yes, and this next fight should be a 1. And honestly, the map should be 1 for Quantum Charge at this point. They have the grab, there's no support ult for Echo 6. They have both of their support ults. They have a Brigida rally. Like, I mean, it's looking so good for Quantum Charge.
Absolutely. And in the end, this is the hardest of the points to try to take on this map is point 3. But that boot is gonna open for a huge shatter. But Icy Drake comes in with the counter shatter. It's just equally as all I'm seeing are a bunch of pretty lights. I can't tell what's happening, but Samson decides to go push in a little too far. But that is a beautiful grab coming in, but not a whole lot of follow up with it. And it's gonna come down to just right now. Getting stuck on the point. Let's see if they're able to get anything with that. But 2 from the ball. That's 2. Both their main support's gone. This might be give Echo 6 the chance they need to try to re-engage and take this point finally. But a beautiful shatter. That shatter is gorgeous. Samson coming in, and he's gonna just get dropped, and that's gonna give plenty of time for both of Quantum Charge's supports to come back, and that's gonna be this round for Echo 6. Boy, did my voice crack there.
Yes, that was definitely an insane map, back and forth the whole time, but Quantum Charge ended up clutching it out, especially after Phantom Tissue's eat on that Graviton Surge. I'm still not over it. That was such a clutch play, and from there on out, Quantum Charge just had the ult advantage and were able to beat Echo 6. But still, Echo 6 got it pretty far, and we've seen some good holds from them, so you don't really have to worry about that if you're able to just hold them here on first.
Absolutely. So at this point, are you expecting that we could go to a map 5?
I think Quantum Charge is starting to bounce back, but I think it's too little too late. I don't think that they're going to be able to win it. I think we'll see a very strong defense from Echo 6.
Absolutely. And I think Echo 6 has been thriving when they're on the defense more than they've been thriving when they're on the attack. I think defense really gives them that time to really set up, and that's what they need as a team. And when they're able to work together like that, I fully expect that they can hold this. And it's gonna just be the goats be goats here. There's no playing around, no meme comps, no screwing around in the spawn rooms. Just good old goats be goats.
It is indeed. Now then, it does look like Echo 6 is going to be positioning around the hotel, a very common defense position where you can just hide from spam damage and then engage on your opponent when you want to, but at the same time you're able to contest the point. So Quantum Charge wants to look to abuse that, maybe sneak behind them through the hotel or come around through the top right. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
It looks like they're gonna just go straight around right side, and just gonna go straight for the quick fight here. Get as much damage as they can right away. Team Sep's caught a little bit out of position, but it doesn't matter. They're able to take out Icy Drink right away, and that's gonna be a very quick fight here.
Definitely, and that was just complete dominance. And the most important part there, though, is the charge. Metallica not too charged up, whereas Marcus, he's sitting at around, I believe it's like 80, 90 charge. Oh no, sorry, Marcus isn't charged up. Metallica is. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong people yet again.
Sorry for my scuffed partner here, but it's all good. But we're gonna get it. They're gonna push the Icy Drink a little bit out of position, but he's gonna get right back in with his team, and it's just gonna be a lot more of a brawl here, seeing who breaks first. What Ryan hits shift first, and it's gonna be Samson hitting shift first, and that might be the end for him. But no, his team comes in and supports him, and Scooby drops, and they're gonna push Quantum Charge all the way back in the spawn. And they're gonna have to wait for another push here. They're finally. Wait, what is this? Is this?
No. Oh, no, it's not. They just didn't kill her in time. That's all.
It was almost a stagger. I was hoping it was a stagger.
I really like that positioning from Marcus. He took the high ground, and there's so much pressure applying on that high ground. He forced Phantom Tissue to come deal with him. Phantom Tissue was then lost that 1v1, and so you're without a Diva, meaning you can't block any of that extra spam damage if you don't have that Reinhardt issue.
Absolutely, and they're coming into 6 ults here, and the grab comes out right away, and here comes the bombs, and it's gonna get 2. That's a big way to start it off. Icy Drink and the Samson are both on the ground, but Icy Drink stops first. Phantom Tissue trying to take the fight with the Diva, but he's not gonna get it. It's gonna come down to Phantom Tissue just getting surrounded, and they actually are trying to stagger in here. They're trying to keep it off, but Samson got aggressive. Come on, Samson, please.
I don't think they understand how much you can stagger a Diva. It bothers me. Well, actually, it doesn't bother me.
I think from an outside perspective, if E6 was your team here, it would bother you.
Yes.
They still have a lot of ultra. They still have 3 ults coming in, but it is a slight disadvantage coming in against the 4 ults from Quantum Charge.
Definitely, but early
trans. I'm actually a little confused by how early that trans was, but they're going to use that aggressively to pick off Jesus, and Samson drops as well. That might be the end of this beautiful defense thus far from the side of Echo 6, and it is the end of that defense. They're going to go ahead and just clean up after that.
Definitely. I really don't know about that transcendence from Jeff. It was a good trans, but his team didn't go aggressive on it. When you have that transcendence up, you need to just go full speed ahead. Don't be holding right click because you're getting healed up 300 HP a second. Like, I mean, I just don't understand the point of it.
Well, also Jeff didn't push up either. He just kind of sat in the back.
Didn't, yeah. That's what really confused me. But hey, not that much time on the clock for Quantum Charge. This is a very long point, pushing through Streets phase, and it's gonna be very tough to do.
Oh, that is a beautiful grab though, and that may be a big bomb, but that only picks up D-Seals, and that's gonna be. But Samson's gonna go push in and take out Metallica. He's gonna get pushed off on his own against Icy Drink, and Icy Drink's gonna take that fight. What did I say? E6 takes here. They have to stop hitting shifts, but Marcus is able to take out Phantom Tissue here, and she says. Oh, but a beautiful shatter from Icy Drink, and they're gonna be able to push that right through. Even with these only 3 up, they're still being able to do really well in this fight and gain a lot of space for their charge.
Definitely, but the big thing there is Marcus didn't die, meaning he's able to keep his charge, which is so important. And now they have the grab bomb combo coming into this fight, and they have a massive ult advantage, 5-3 for Echo 6. I mean, that's just so important. But you do have all your support of ults online for Quantum Charge.
Absolutely, and we're gonna be looking at probably a bit of a cue card from Quantum Charge. They seem to use a lot of ults at once, so I'm fully expecting it again. But here comes the grab coming in, and here comes the bomb following up. But the bomb's way too far behind. I'm not gonna get anything. Samson is gonna try to do whatever he can to swing into it, but with the trans coming in, it's not gonna be enough. And at this point, Echo 6 has used all of their ults, and they're still losing the fight. Icy Drink is gonna just hold his shield up, and it's just be able to push right back through. They're not losing any speed here. Brave ELM is able to take off Scooby, so that's gonna be painful. But that's gonna be a bit of a stagger coming out there. They are just absolutely just getting pushed back, and they just all need to be ready to die. Brave ELM gets pushed all the way back into the remake before he gets killed again.
Definitely. Now Samson though has the Earth Shatter, so he's looking to hold them here on 3rd point, but they are gonna have, I believe it's 3 minutes total now or 2 minutes 55 seconds to try and cap the not even the 3rd point, just almost there though. And they will have the grab bomb combo to do it.
Absolutely, and it's gonna just come down to this last point. If Quantum Charge is able to
No,
take
Marcus!
this... Oh, Marcus! No, that's not where your team goes. That's not the battlefield, buddy. Quantum Charge is gonna see that and absolutely use that to their advantage. That is gonna be a big mistake for them, and they're gonna have to just have a full reset here while they wait for Marcus to get back. But they are coming in with a lot of ults here. If you look at Echo 6, the good thing about using all your ults at once is you get them all back at once at the same time. So that's that's not a big bump coming from behind, but no, it's not. They're able to use the card for cover. And it's once again going to be another just back and forth fight. I don't know where that grab went. I didn't see that land anywhere. But here comes the bomb from Brave VLM, and it might be big. And it takes out IC Drake. That's a huge chunk to take out right away. And they're gonna be able to clean up with that. Take out the rest of it. Sirskar is able to kill Marcus again, but that's not all that's needed.
But that's still a good kill because now Marcus, he doesn't have charge for the next fight, but even still, he already has grab on Surge, so it doesn't really matter. And now they're gonna get a grab because there's no defensible on the side of Quantum Charge, and there's only 1 minute 30 seconds left.
Absolutely, and we're gonna come down to another fight here, and we got the grab coming out, but there's no going into it. Samson decided to back up and charge into it instead of just swing. Samson should have been swinging the whole time. They did pick off Scooby, and that's going to be a huge initial pick, and I see Dragon falls, and that's going to be the end of that fight.
Definitely, I really like the sound barrier from these
do they see a Phantom Tissue? Okay. They do. Yeah. Honestly, if Phantom Tissue wasn't shooting them there, Phantom Tissue might have been able to get a good amount of card progress on that.
Yeah, I really like the sound barrier from D-Seals there. He uses it because he knows Jeffbot will be very close to Transcendence. He knows he doesn't have to worry about Graviton Surge soon, and he's using it to keep his team alive while they shoot at the grab, so they're not afraid to shoot at it.
And we're again, once again, back to the fight. The brawl that is Ghost. Nanorocket again with the early trans. He uses trans very early in these fights. Let it keep everyone alive. That might be needed, but that's a beautiful shatter from Samson. And that might be enough to pick him up. That's so many ults. You guys don't need this many ults. You have no ults left. Phantom Tissue gets 2 from behind. That's actually huge. And in the end, they're coming back with only their support ults.
Yes, now there's 3 support ults for Echo 6 compared to the Graviton Surge and the Sound Barrier on the side of Quantum Charge. But there's an early Transcendence and Sound Barrier from Echo 6.
You can tell that there was some miscommunication there. They didn't use both. And here comes the grab, and that's gonna spell doom for them there. Absolutely, they should have just backed off and waited for their whole team. They kept that engage going with less people, and that might have spelled doom for them on this map.
Definitely, I think that's gonna cost them, especially when there is the Earth Shatter and Sound Barrier available for Quantum Charge. But hey, Echo 6 is all grouped up now, and they can all come out full 6 and try and win it. But it's gonna be so hard when you're at the ult disadvantage.
And here comes the final fight. And I see Drake is pushed out of the way by Samson, but Samson does put himself in a bad position when he does that. And that will cause him to die. And in the end, this is gonna go a fight once again right back in Quantum Charge's favor. And this map is going to Quantum Charge. Yeah.
Definitely. And that's gonna be the map. Quantum Charge taking us on to a 5th map in Nepal.
And
they look so much cleaner there.
Before we start the analysis of this map, I would like to ask for a quick moment of silence. Licorice Whip has lost 3-2 against Blazing Pegasus.
Rip.
These are the sad ones, but this is a beautiful shatter here from Ice-T Drake being able to swing through. And absolutely. However, that raises the stakes of this game so much more. Because if Echo 6 loses this last map, Blazing Pegasus will make playoffs.
Yes, they will. Excuse me. So this is a very important map right here for Echo 6. They have to win it. Whereas Quantum Charge, I mean, they're okay either way. Like, they know, hey, we're in the playoffs. We don't care as much. Especially since that, like, top 3 spot is... The top 3 teams are really, like, kind of all fighting it out right now. I mean, such a close race. So they don't even know who they're going up against.
At this point, we do know that TBA has been locked into that 3rd place position. They are clinched in that position. But at the same time, there's still a one map difference between Otter Oxide and Flashpoint. This is my division. I totally know what the teams are.
Well, definitely, definitely. Now, we are going to be going to Nepal, where it's still very strong goats map. At the same time, on maps like Sanctum, we can see maybe some more Orisa-based comps looking for boobs, etc.
Absolutely. So this Nepal really opens up what they're allowed to play a ton. We might see. I was actually expecting to see the king coming back on the side of Quantum Charge, but it doesn't look like he's actually in the game anymore. So the king's not going to come back. The king has been fully deposed. Uh, because this is a great far amount to run. But this would be really interesting. I would love to see some triple DPS here, or some bunker comps or something like that. I think that'd be really good to see.
Definitely, definitely. But of course, you do have maps like Village, which they very much lend themselves to goats. You're fighting in an enclosed spot, and it's really hard to get value out of those DPS, unless maybe you're talking about like Maze and Reapers, which do want to fight in closed spaces. But other than that, I think goats is going to be the name of the game, at least for those maps.
Absolutely. We're coming down to this. This is E6 make it or break it moment. Well, what do they have to do to just take this last map? Like, what was the difference between map 3 and map 4 that you saw that really changed it for Echo 6?
It's not so much what Echo 6 changed as what Quantum Charge changed. Quantum Charge, they on King's Row, they just had a better ult economy. They weren't using all their ults at once, and that's really what won it for them.
Absolutely. And in the end, with how this map has been going, this match has been going thus far. It's been just so back and forth. I have no idea who I'm going to give it to here. Who I'm going to give my edge on map 5.
Yeah, definitely. I think in the end, though, I gotta give it to Quantum Charge. They just seemed more experienced on it.
This is true, but I want E6 to win. I want them to have worked from the bottom to claw their way up to get this win and make it to the playoffs. Because they need this win here. If they win, it doesn't matter the score. They make playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. They clinch that 6th seed.
Yeah, definitely. If they win, that's all that matters here.
Yeah. So it all comes down to this moment. They're one shot. They can't miss it. And we're apparently they're gonna take a short minute. So we're gonna be right back. Welcome back once again. We are on our fifth map, the final map of the series between Quantum Charge and Echo 6. This is Echo 6 make or break moment. If they win this map, they go to the playoffs. If they lose, they do not. So this is everything. This map. I'm joined still by my co-caster Perez. Perez, how has this match been for you so far?
It's been so back and forth. We saw Echo 6 start off with the dominant advantage, and then Quantum Charge came back on King's Road and said, you know what? No, we learned from you. We know how to use our ultimates, and it's been showing. I mean, King's Road was just, it wasn't dominance, but it was still pretty obvious that Quantum Charge had learned from their mistakes.
Absolutely, Quantum Charge, they just had such a turnaround. Map 1, they looked incredibly dominant on, but after that, maps 2 and 3 were kind of rough for them. So I'm really interested to see what's going to be around here, and it's looking like a bunker comp on the side of Quantum Charge.
It does indeed, which I'm not too surprised about, of course. Sanctum does lend itself to more boot kills that you can get through the Orisa, but at the same time, goats, you can just amp speed and walk straight onto them.
Absolutely. So this is gonna be a really interesting fight to see here. I think I do give the edge to the bunker over the goats here. I think especially on this map with Nano Rocket on that Junkrat. Why don't I know character names? With the Junkrat in play, that opens up a lot of burst damage against Goat's comp, and that can do a lot. That can be just really painful. They're gonna go for a long way around on the side of Echo 6 and go for the straight engage against the bunker instead of going to the point, which is a smart way to take it. But Phantom Tissue is gonna be able to is gonna go ahead and cap the point, and Nano Rocket in, and it's just gonna Icy is gonna go ahead and just finish it off. It's gonna just go full over to Quantum Charge for the really quick first take.
Definitely Quantum Charge now. Big advantage because once you have that Orisa on the point, it's so hard to displace because of just all her abilities. She's able to keep you at the range. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out. Maybe we see, Echo 6 kind of wrap around through the back to just jump on them. In which case it's going to come down to how fast does Quantum Charge respond with the rotation.
It looks like they're still trying to make a decision, but Cheese Nips has already made the decision for the rest of this team. We're going this way. But here comes the tire already from Nano Rocket, and it is able to take 2. That's a huge way to start it off with the car taking off the boop on the Samson. Brave PLM already demagged, and that is such a fast fight immediately with only 1 ultimate used.
Definitely very good fight for them. And now you're nearing the Nano Boost, nearing the Sound Barrier, nearing the Diva Bomb, all important ultimates that you can help use to just keep building up the percentage on this point. And realistically, if you don't give up the cap, there's only 2 fights left for Echo 6.
In the end, that is very true. And they can go ahead and just go for the aggressive take, but Cheese Nips immediately gets hooked out and is gonna get just punished hard by the entirety of the team. Phantom Tissue is able to get DMX, and they are able to get that full retake on the point. That's the hard thing with Bunker. You do have to get like focus hard, and I see Drake. Samson, I don't know where Samson was going for that pin there, but he does die because of it. And BLM isn't able to get a hold off that bomb, and that's going to be the end of that fight. All that's left is the Diva on the point, and he just needs to get out of there.
But at least Echo 6 was able to cap the point, prevent Quantum Charge from building up what would have been to an 89%, which means they would have had to go in for a 5v6. Now they have time to group up, go in as a full 6-man team, but they're going up against 5 ultimates. It's not looking good for them. I mean, they really need a miracle.
Absolutely. They're coming up again a really tough top. Nano Rocket coming in with the tire. But Samson with a beautiful fire strike onto it. And that might be what the opening they needed. Metallica's behind, and they don't see the Roadhog ultimate behind them. And that's going to be a lot of issues. That fully pushes all the points. I'll take off the point. And they're going to have to get down to it. But here comes the grab, and there's no ults to counter the grab. But nothing really go in with the grab either. Another bomb coming in here, and Vanderbilt gets 2 with it. That's huge. Arnold's left is Marcus and Lucio, and Metallica drops Marcus, but Marcus gets killed himself. Samson gets killed, but Samson's able to come back though, and they might be able to retake this point here. It's looking close, and they do get the cap again, and it's coming down to the supports. Just getting trapped in that room, and Phantom Tissue just takes the easy way out and jumps off the edge.
Definitely, and now it's gonna be interesting to see if Ice-T Drink stays on this Orisa, which it looks like he will be. Is close to that supercharger, and if Nano Rocket can get a good Rip Tire, then it should be game. But they do have to worry about the Transcendence and the Earth Shatter from Samson, or from Jeffbot and Samson, respectively.
Absolutely, but you do have to look, like, with how fast he gets, like, there's already another tire, and here comes the tire, and he goes in, what's the ultimate, but he gets nothing with the tire. The Zumbiata is too fast for him, and Brave PLM is gonna get caught out of position, and that's gonna be 2 tanks taken out of the fight. But Ice-T Drink, that's a huge person you don't want to lose, and it's gonna just be a back and forth fight once again. Phantom Tissue with the bomb, is gonna get anything? No, he's not gonna be able to pick anything off. But just Marcus left on the point, trying to keep that engage going. But that's enough time for the re-engage coming in from Samson. It's a huge shatter. Being able to take out the rest of them. Salad's just gonna back on out.
And this is where we see how hard it is to re-engage with an Orisa. When you're not very mobile, your shield is in one place, you can't keep moving it around to protect your team, and instead they end up losing the re-engage. And now 90%, this is the last fight no matter what happens, and there's an early grab from
Absolutely, last fight is already going right over to E6. This is what they wanted to happen, and they're able to take it, and they're able to take it to the first point. We have a last map, folks. This is already a close match.
It is indeed, and now Sanctum is over. Our next map is, if I'm not mistaken, going to be Village, which it is. Yes, it is. Alright, good. And now it looks like we're going to be seeing a Megoots composition coming out from Quantum Charge, while Echo 6 looks to be sticking with tried and true regular goods.
For sure here, and we're going to go and see, you know, I think Snoats does have the advantage on this point over any other point in the map, or in the entire game. I think this is May's best area to really be able to separate people out. And if Nano Rocket is able to get those walls on point, this should be an easy point for them.
Should be, but at the same time, we said that about them on Sanctum, and hey, we all saw how that went. So it'll be interesting to see how they play it out.
And here comes the fight here. And there is gonna go ahead and be a wall, but they're only gonna wall off the Brigitte, but they're able to take her out. That's a huge stagger. Oh, and D-Skills goes right into the Fire Strike, and that's gonna be it for Agastis for this push. Quantum Charge is going to get a really early cap onto this point here. There's absolutely no contest on that. Ice-T Drink already 80 to the Shatter.
Definitely, and the big advantage that comes from walling off of Brigitte is that she's not with the rest of her team. She can't use her Inspire on them to keep them healed up. And so once you pick the Brigitte, she goes down, you lose the biggest source of healing in Goats. Many people think it's the Lucio. No, it's actually the Brigitte that does the most healing, not counting ultimate.
Absolutely. And Ice-T Drink is going to get stunned out, and that's going to be huge. Marcus is going to be able to push through with that and take out 2. And all that's left is going to be that Ana and that Zarya, and Salah's left on the Ana, trying to run away, but you're not going to be able to run away from that, Salah. Just accept your death. And right, just like how this whole thing has been, Echo 6 takes it right back.
Definitely, definitely. And now you are close to the Grab Bomb combo, you're close to all your support ultimates for Echo 6. It's going to be so hard to re-engage for Quantum Charge.
Absolutely. The biggest thing is if Salah can get a good nade, that is what they want to open things up with here. And they're gonna both ends are gonna pop their rallies, and it's just gonna be kind of just another little brawl fight right up in the beginning. But Samson's a little further ahead than the rest of the team, and is gonna be able to back out. That is a beautiful nade, what I was just talking about, coming on the side. But we got the Brave Field on bombing back. It's too high, and DCL just caught right in the middle of that frozen ball of death. And it's gonna be going right back over to. Oh,
or not.
Maybe not. Cheese Nips. I spoke too soon. Cheese Nips is gonna keep pushing it back, and it's gonna go ahead and take them right back over to their spawn door. Said, yeah, that was cute. You thought you were gonna cap my point.
Definitely, but now Brave PLM switching off of the May, or not Brave PLM. Sorry, it is a Phantom Tissue switching off the May onto the Diva. And Metallica and Salad both have their ultimates, but they do have to worry about all the support ultimates on the side of Echo 6.
Exactly right. And it's going to just be another ball fight. Samson is purple here, and is going to keep engaging, and that's going to be the end of it for him. They get caught in the grab there, and that's going to completely start wiping it back over towards Quantum Charge's favor. They're going to push all the way through to that point. Take out Jeff Pot. and now just got to take on the point and take out the last 2 tanks. Beautiful sleep there to make sure he can't do anything, just in case he has that bomb available again. Because Brave PLM has been charging these bombs fairly quickly.
Definitely, but now there's the Graviton Surge available for Marcus and no counter for it on the side of Quantum Charge. And once they get that grab and get the kills, that's going to be it. Because 87%, that's going to be last fight, right? So it's just not looking too good for Quantum Charge. That was a fight that Echo 6 could have lost, and they did.
Exactly. Oh, and there goes, and that's an early loss of a person to eat. But Banana Rocket with the beautiful eat, and then another Shatter coming in with a triple fire strike from Ice Drink. Ice Drink just putting out a clinic again. But Brave PLM is gonna be the last left on point, and he's gonna be the diva. And they're doing it. They're doing it. They're trying to stagger the diva. I never thought I would see that. No, wait, too early. Don't kill him yet. What a fight there.
What a fight, yes. But now Earthshatter Bomb available for Echo 6, but Quantum Charge, they have ultimates to respond. They have grabs, they have nano boosts, they have beats, they have bombs of their own. It's honestly, it could go either way. Here's so many ults available on the field.
This is just gonna be an all-out slug that's coming in here. Samson and IC are trying to go for each other. A beautiful shatter coming in. That's gonna be 3 for BLM, and it's gonna go ahead. Jetpot's gonna go to combat Transcendence, and it's gonna just go try to push the rest of them off the point. That's all the heals gone for Quantum Charge, and that might mean Echo 6 takes this. Echo 6 is gonna just take out Nano Rocket, and they're gonna push him off, and they're gonna try to take that last. They're gonna retake the point, and it's last fight territory.
It is indeed, but guess what? With the Lucio speed changes now, there's not even enough time for Quantum Charge to regroup as a full 6. One of them has to come in and touch the point all alone. 97, 98, 99, it's not even gonna happen! Echo 6 is gonna win!
It's going to the playoffs! Echo 6, you did it! What a final match!
Do they definitely go to the playoffs? I don't think they do. I don't think it's confirmed.
If I'm not mistaken, Echo 6 will. If I'm not mistaken, this does mean they make playoffs. If Silent can double check that for me on the match there. But if I'm not mistaken, as long as they won, there was no way Liquor Swift could retake it.
No, because Blazing Pegasus.
I meant to say.
Blazing Pegasus. Both teams are now 8 and 11. So if Echo 6 loses their next and Blazing Pegasus wins it, then Blazing Pegasus will be in the playoffs. So it really just comes down to the match after this, actually, that will determine which team gets in.
I think it comes down to map differential here, because I think both have really tough matches ahead of them. Let me take a look real quick at the schedule. Yes, so their second match, Echo 6 will be playing Otter Oxide, my team, and Flash and Blazing is playing Flashpoint.
Oh, so. It's really going to come down to map differential, and Echo 6 does have the advantage in that, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
Absolutely, but I think in the end, Echo 6 probably made playoffs here. I think that would do it for them. And this was an absolutely fantastic match to watch. I just want to give my player of the match quickly over to Brave PLM.
Same.
His bombs were absolutely nutty, dude. Like, I don't think there was anything he could have done better with most of those bombs. A few of them were a little too high, but most of them fantastic. Yep. Anything else you have to say for this match tonight, Brez?
Well, big shout out to Phantom Tissue, I think it was, for really keeping any hope alive for Quantum Charge. Eating that Graviton Surge on the end of King's Row was so clutch.
Absolutely. Once again, to everyone who watched, thank you for watching this fantastic match between Quantum Charge and Echo 6. This was a huge match for Echo 6 to win. And in the end, they both of them have incredibly difficult matches coming up against the top 2 teams in their next matches. I have been Massive, joined alongside Prez. Thank you all for coming. Good night.